Anatomy has been an integral part of our curriculum over this past year.
Through weekly dissections and clinical skills labs, we've had the opportunity to gain insight into the intricacies of the human body that would otherwise not be possible.
We're so grateful to our donors and their families
for their invaluable gift to our education.
The donor convocation ceremony is hosted every year by the second-year class as an opportunity to show our deepest gratitude to the families of our donors, as well as reflect upon the anatomy journey we've been on over this past year. At the ceremony, we showcase the written pieces, reflective performances, and artwork that our class members have put together over this past year to represent their anatomy journey.
What we always try to do is not actually get a scalpel out on the first day. We try to just make it be sort of light and just observe the body.
I was quite nervous that I wouldn't react well or I would be really nervous, and I was all those things until I actually met my donor, and all of that went away pretty much immediately when I first saw my donor and started learning, and I was just really grateful for the fact that somebody had donated their body for me to learn from.
The sacrifice of the donor was very helpful to me in terms of helping me overcome my feelings of not feeling worthy to dissect into a body. I think just thinking about the fact that someone gave their body and they did it on their own accord, and they wanted someone to get a learning experience out of their body. And I want to use this to the best of my ability and learn as much as I can, because that's what they wanted out of this.
I was most grounded by the gratitude I felt for my donor, and so I wanted to do something nice for my donor, and I was like, what can I do that's nice? The thing that I thought was, the most nice thing I could do would be to make some music for him. And I love Appalachian music. It's a kind of music pretty close to my heart. And within the tradition of Appalachian music, there's a type of song called a planxty. A planxty is a song that you write for someone or in memorial of someone. So I spent the day playing music, and then I kind of was messing around, and I found melodies that kind of grabbed my heart in the mindset of gratitude, and I put together a little tune, and it was a fun process.
They told me I'd learn a lot at medical school. Heavy decisions would make me their fool.
My anatomical donor reflection project, I think is the official title, was a poem that I had written, and the poem spells out thank you on the left margin on paper that was burned around the borders. The symbolism was important in terms of fire kind of signifying the end of something, but also the birth of something. So the end of our donors' lives, but the birth of our medical education.
My work is called The Call Room, and it's a wood engraving. It's specifically a relief, which I chose to do because I felt like wood was sort of an organic material, and the permanence of a relief sort of captured that transformative realization I had. So the wood carving setting takes place in a call room, which is, one of those points where residents will recharge, or they might get paged immediately to go back to their work, and it can be tough at times in that room. And so I just wanted to symbolize that uplifting nature that is really inherent to all of our training as medical students with these anatomical donors that I'm very, very appreciative for.
I think my experience in anatomy lab will help me not only understand the body more, but this has laid the foundation for my entire medical career. Anytime I think of an organ or think of a disease process or have someone who is not feeling well in front of me, I am thinking back to anatomy lab and thinking about how the body works and how things are moving around in the body. And that's huge, because that's the foundation on which my entire education is built, and I don't think I'm overstating that when I say that.
This is going to enable medical students to experience dealing with the donor as a human, almost patient for the first time, and that is going to have ramifications for the rest of their careers and for everyone with whom they come in contact.
To the families of all the donors, I really, with great sincerity, want to thank them. Their contribution of their body to medical student education is something that we can really never fully pay back, except for the fact that the students will go on to learn from those bodies and learn from the diseases that they had and become better doctors for it.
I always ask students, before we go into the lab, what emotions are you feeling? And I have students plug that into a word cloud. And always the word cloud is, I'm scared, I'm fearful, or maybe I'm just, indecisive, I don't know what to think. And then at the donor convocations, I always show that word cloud after students have gone through anatomy for a whole year. And it's really interesting how all of that changes. Thank you.